As I say, most of these girls have been abused all their lives. What happens with these girls is they get picked on by the local girls and lads. So when you're young and you've got two groups, you always have the scapegoats. And it's them scapegoats that are at risk of being abused by your local shopkeepers and shit like this. Why? Because they get outclassed. You know, they're getting picked on that much, skittered that much, ripped that much, that they just end up running away from you and not coming back near you. And then they end up fucked in these shops round these fucking knobheads because there's nowhere else to go and nowhere else to do. So she'll come out of her house, and the usual thing she does when she gets a little pound off her mum or a fiver or something is go to shop. And that's most kids' routine. Get some money, shop. And every time your kids are going into these shops, it's risky. Definitely. And the new ones, they just made loads of new shops with Indians in. I'm going in some of these shops with Indians in, and I'm seeing young white students come in. And because I'm out there eyesight, and I can see, and I'm very observant, and when you've got this beautiful young student, white, always fucking white, at the counter, and she turns round, you'll see the two of them, you know, discussing it. You know, like dirty men. It's starting to really do me fucking head in, you know. I'm seeing it daily now, and it's burning me fucking head out. So these Indian shops that you're seeing splat all over your communities and that, they're just as bad as the Pakistani shops in the 80s. It's a new flow. It's just an Indian flow now. Straight up. Serious, mates. If you go and look at most of the recent people that have been arrested, they're Indian descent. And they've got shops everywhere, just like the Pakistanis did in the 80s, popped up from nowhere with all these big shops with everything in them. Do you remember on your estate years ago when the Pakistani ones came in? All of a sudden you got that shop on the corner of your road with everything you need in it. The Indians are doing the same now. Exactly the same. And the government's just let 2 or 4 million in like that. Pure monsters in that India, you know. India's full of nonsense, mate. Massively. And they're just letting them in here. You've only got to go and watch the Indian news, mate. You know, you get women ripped to pieces in a crowd of fucking 50 men. It happens. Don't think it doesn't. And don't think because the Indian's next to Tommy Robinson, he can't be a nonce. You know Tommy Robinson's company, don't you? He's had fucking 15, 16 nonces round him. So just because he's got a couple of Indians round him doesn't mean every Indian shop in this country is sweet. It's fucking not. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Again, this isn't me hating on the Indian community. This is me speaking fucking facts on that community, just like I would do on the Pakistani community or any Muslim fucking community. I'm telling you the facts how it is. You've got just as much fucking nonsense in the Indian community as you have in the Pakistani community. It's only a steel fucking fence that separates them. What makes you think the behaviour's different? So keep your fucking eyes open. Yes, teetotal GT, and you can see them, can't you? There's a reason why you've got 7 Indian men from another country walking through your town centre. There's no women there. So what are all them dirty, perverted men going to be looking at? The women in the country. These million people that's just come across in these boats, there's not a woman there, so they're all looking women. It's what men do. The whole purpose of man is to procreate with woman. All these dark coloured people that have landed in this country are going to dilute the white race. That's what they're doing, diluting the white race. And this isn't racist again, this is me identifying what yous aren't. I've told you loads of times, you've got a pool of Muslim, Asian women, you've got a pool of white women, you've got a pool of black women. The Asian women has got loads of Asian men tapping in, and I might have one white man. The black pool of women's got loads of black men tapping in, and I might have 10 white men. The white pool has got 100 black man, 100 fucking Asian man, all tapping in, impregnating them. What does that mean in the future? What does that mean in the future? Exactly. Now, if you've had a couple of million men coming into a country where there's loads of girls that have ended up fucked on drugs and drink, being sent round the estate by every lad on the estate, no one's going near them no more. Little slappers. That's what we call them. They're the ones that are going to get diluted first. Why? Because they can't get a boyfriend. And she'll quite happily have that fucker over there. Why? Obviously, it's all deliberate. It's all on purpose. You know, they've made our girls this way. The music, the TV industry, the iconic people they put in front of them, like your Jordans, your Katie Marshes, Jodie Marshes, all these dirty little slappers that was getting shoved down your daughters' fucking faces. When you've got rappers from America encouraging your daughters to stop. This is a massive problem. Why? Because they're making your young white girl into a fucking slut right before your eyes, and you just don't give a shit. Straight up, mate. And you can see what the whole European system is. They don't want white culture. They don't want white faces. The image of European race is mixed breed. Not half breeds, mixed breed. And that's the image. So if you've got white and brown and you mix the two of them, what have you got? A lighter version of brown. It's the way it is. And you'll see it already now in your communities. You'll see that girl that you've known all your life with an immigrant. I remember it years ago when I was a kid, because you had this gang of sisters on the estate, and all of a sudden no one really went near these sisters because they were all like small and fat and wobbly and shit. So they had the fellas and the kids and that, but the fellas fucked them off. Then all of a sudden you see them with Turkish men. Living with Turkish men, having kids with Turkish men. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but this is what's gone on with Liverpool. It's not like we're getting loads of Irish people in to fuck our women, are we? Like we used to. Most of the immigration we was getting was Irish. So our Scouse pool of people was fucking pure, basically. No, it's not. Why? Because you're not getting many Irish. You're getting foreigners with different coloured skins coming into the city. And you've got to understand what they've done to the cities. Think about what they've done to the cities. They've made Liverpool like a fanny. Anyone can get in there and do what the fuck they want. But then other places, you can't have a handful of Scousers bomb down London and start tapping into the girls down there, streaming, doing what they want. But in Liverpool, you can get any Tom, Dick and Harry just come in, start taking the piss out of young Scouse girls, and all the Scouse lads laugh at it while they're doing it. You get what I'm saying? Just my fucking head in, mate. When you're seeing all these nuggets coming into our city, getting huge numbers on the back of Liverpool City, but completely disrespecting the fucking people. And you're seeing all these dickheads now, like their agencies and their people that fucking look after them are telling them, get to Liverpool, get to Liverpool. Liverpool's always been a fucking place, so why aren't Scousers making it the place it fucking is? Why have we got dickheads from out of the city coming in, running around it like they fucking own it, and you've got all dickhead Scousers licking their asses? It's weird, mate. But this is the way they want it. This is the way the elite want it. You know, they've made us into tourist hotspots instead of cities where we reside. Now they're tourist destinations, and that's what they've done to us. And that's what they're going to continue to do going forward. And there's fuck all we can do about it other than procreate. The government's been telling you not to have kids. Your mum, my mum and that, all my mums and dads, they were having 4, 5, 6 kids. All of them. Every fucking one of them. But us, they've been screaming at us, don't have kids. You can't afford them. You're only getting 2 months benefits. You're only getting 2 kid cap benefit system, aren't you? That shit. Melissa, I have my passion for the city, Dad. I'm not even in there, and I show more love about it. I'm not even in the city, and I show more love. It depends what your image of love is. Whether you see, if your love's based around money, but then you're not loving the city, you're just trying to make money on the back of it. As I say, you don't earn no from Liverpool, because that's what they are. Why they come? They're not screaming at the youth to leave drugs alone. They're not screaming at the youth not to participate in gang culture and drug dealing. And it's the drug dealing shout that's got all these little fucking rats shook to fuck. Why? Because they mix with drug dealers. Most of them take drugs. It's not many Scousers that aren't fucked off drinking drugs, mate, let me tell you. Especially my generation and down. Especially why? Because it was deliberate. This shit doesn't happen naturally. We had drink forced down our throats. We had cannabis forced down our throats. Why? Because the people they used to influence the masses started drinking and telling you it's okay. The influence they used to control the masses started smoking cannabis, saying it's okay. Do you understand? Think about what they've just done to us in 15, 20 years there. You had multi-million-pound rap stars that captured the mind of your kid, smoking weed, Blato, encouraging it. It's a criminal fucking offence on the floor. But you've got these big, rich, so-called sport and icons encouraging you to smoke it. You've got knobheads like this fucking Fowler trying to tell people that CBD can save their fucking lives. This is how fucked people have got. You've got scrawny, fucked up, washed up cokeheads thinking they're fucking pharmacies, mate. It's weird. And this is what they've done to the kids. You know, you've got videos out there where Nicki Minaj is switching the lyrics off when a kid's come in a room. She knows what they do. It's alright for all your kids to listen to it. It's alright for your 7-year-old, 9-year-old to be slut dropping in the street thinking it's great. You've got dirty little fucking ugly mars encouraging the kids to do it. It's all bad. It's all bad, mate, and it was all deliberate. The SSH, all deliberate, all of it. Completely destroyed our communities with drink and drugs. As I say, we weren't to know. But there was a reason all of a sudden in the 80s why you've got a fucking pub on the top of every street. And here we are in 2025, all the pubs are shutting now. Why? Because the damage is done. Don't need them, we're becoming Muslim now. We became Muslim while you were fucked off the Muslim drugs. Basically. Heroin came into your communities from Pakistani immigrants. And the government knew it and let it happen. Fact. The first bit of heroin to ever be in this country came from the Pakistani immigrants that came in the 80s. And that's just a fact, you can't get away from it. The Pakistani community has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest distributor of heroin in this country since the 80s, still to this day. And it's the drugs that's fucked our communities. Look at your girls, why are they fucked? Right. Why are your sons in jail? Okay. Why did our dads get lifed off for that gun murder? Drugs. Why are all our families broken down in bits? Drinking drugs. Even the families that are well off, the ma and dads, don't relate to each other no more. Why? Drinking too much of a Friday. It's been deliberate. It's been deliberate. They've absolutely fucking ruined us, mate. And they've been letting immigrants just pick our white girls off, impregnate them, murder them, chop them to pieces, cut them in kebab houses. This cover-up, what these come to covering up, it's horrendous crimes towards young girls. But you're not just talking sexual offences. You're talking multiple murders. You're talking multiple, and I mean multiple, kids going missing and can't be accounted for because they've been chopped up on the top of kebab houses and shit. When you've got a young girl and you've kept her captured for 5-10 years and you've had thousands of men gone through her, they chop her up and get rid of her like the fucking butchers do. Straight up. The authorities know this, the government know this. Look, I'll tell you straight, since the 80s, you've had hundreds of girls murdered. And every one of them's being covered up. And when you're hearing about this young girl's gone missing, that young girl's gone missing, this is what's happening with them. They're getting took, they're getting captured, they're getting ruined, chopped up and gone. And it's been happening since the 80s. And they know it. They know it, mate. Honest to God. That's why they're not fucking even trying to... These aren't trying to uncover the truth. They're trying their hardest to bury the truth. And what have you had in this country? Young white girls targeted because they're white and Christian. Have you had any other religious girls targeted because they're not white and not Christian? No. That's it, the whole country goes off its barney. The elite jump on the jets and fuck off. Parliament shuts. Government shuts. They just sit back and watch it all go whoom. And when it's all fucked, they come in. The survivors will get hung. The other ones that don't deserve to be hung will be placed in prisons up and down the fucking country, never to get out. That what you want? Just carry on doing what you're doing. And it'll happen. And because we've had that daft shithead of a representation, there's been no other people trying to form a representation because they don't want to challenge that shit. Isn't it? Fuck that shit, and fuck everyone in that shit with him. Tommy Robinson is nothing but a dirty, horrible fucking rat that's destroyed families in this country for years. Destroyed families in this country for years. He's led young lads down paths of rioting for 20 years, and every one of them have been hurt off his fucking ideas. He hasn't been hurt off them. A little daft woollyback. Just a little wool. Just a fucking knobhead. Coke sniffing, woman beating shithead. It's what he is. He doesn't represent us, lads. Use lads in Liverpool that are going towards him because he's the only representation Fuck him off. He's a double agent. He's been stealing your energy. 20 years he's had just running around the fucking country having protests. Not one has he took you to Rochdale. Look at the power he's got. You know, he's the media. Yous never put him on the pedestal. The media put him in the pedestal for yous. You just aligned to him. Now, has this cunt been in Rochdale with one of his protests? Has he gone to the mosque in Rochdale where all the groomers are? Has he fuck? He's gone to Rotherham. Has he gone anywhere but Telford? Why just Telford? What made him focus just on Telford? He had information about our girls in Rochdale. He had information about our girls in Rotherham. He had information about our girls in Newcastle and Scotland. How come he didn't speak on them for years, but all of a sudden he just targets Telford? There's reasons for this shit. He is the division. A lot of this shit that you've been missing wouldn't have been missed if he weren't dividing. Straight up, mate. You need to understand what that little agent is. He doesn't represent the Liverpool-born man at all. He might have a few fucked up, deluded people participating with him. Why? Because these can't stand what's happening to the country and the followers. This is what you've got within our cities. We used to breed leaders. Our gang had 7 leaders in it. That gang's got 1. Today you've got 1 leader and the rest are followers. And what you've got in the city of Liverpool is pure followers who are following a fucking leader that's fake and fraud. Same in Manchester, you've probably got loads of man kids who are followers. They won't admit it, but you are. That's why you're looking at a rat to lead the way. Why aren't you leading the way? You're not a follower. Why aren't you leading the way? You want to explain yourself, Scouser? Why aren't you in that city protecting the young girls? Why aren't you forming in a group, like I just said, like the LCA? What's stopping you? I've got the people, the government and the law have used to destroy us, stopping me from getting into Liverpool and making an impact. In the 80s, your local police knew about your Tommy Comerfords. They knew about your Frank Lowe's. They knew them. They knew what they were doing. They were given permission to do this. Warren and I, the generations after, the generation above them was mixing with the law, participating with them, with the full understanding, if you do this, we'll leave this. And that's the way it was in the city for decades. The top criminals and the police work hand in hand. And then the deal was this: we'll let you distribute all your drugs, you keep a lid on the violence. And that's what they've done over the 80s. When you think about the dynamics, they give them the power to police our estates when we was younger, all these families. You did. That's what they done. Any shit went on in your estate when you were a kid, it was the gangster family that dealt with it, not the police. And what that done over a few decades would make the whole city rely on these people to keep the violence intact. And when the police and the government and the elite have got to a certain stage of their plan where they wanted that gang violence to go off its barney, where they wanted all these mad things off the drug shit going off its cake, that they'd always used these big gangsters to keep a lid on. They'd always used these big gangster families that cooperated with the police early days to distribute drugs. They'd always let them deal with the shit on your estates. And what that done in our minds was kept the lid on the violence, and they knew it was happening that way. And what they done, as I just said, when they got later into the plan, which I'd say was around the 2000s, 98 marks, they started taking the families out. The people that had always kept a lid on the shit on your estates, women getting beat up, never used to happen. Houses getting burgled, never used to happen. Kids with guns in their hands, never used to happen. Kids using knives on kids would never have fucking happened. But the police came in and went, this family, jail, that family. And then all you had underneath was people like me. You had people like them who went with the law, began with the law. Their kids work with the law. The lads that start banging their daughters, get in the operation, start working with the law. So above us you had the Farleys. Above them you had the Gildays. Above them, before they kicked into it, you had the Lows. You had your Tommy Comerfords. That's where it all originated from. Frank Lowe, Tommy Comerford. And that's where it started. Straight up, that's where it started. You had your Philly Glennons and that, under Tommy Comerford and that. And then you had your Curtis Warrens, under Philly Glennon and that. And what they done, took them families out. Once they took them families out, it was now gang. We were the last family. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We was the last family, basically, before it went. We changed the dynamics in the city. I've told you how it happened. Because we weren't, we'd not give a fuck about the local families being dead hard. So we'd always disrespected them. So because we'd always disrespected them, we got isolated by everyone who respected them. And basically it was the whole fucking place. So because we're isolated and we can't tap into the criminality that they're all tapping into because they've got it, and we're just young kids trying to make our way, we'd start commercial burgling and doing mad shit, so we'd end up in jail. So most of our friends are in jail. So when we're getting out, basically we got no friends on our estate. Our friends are splattered around the country because we meet them in jail. So we're establishing a national network of friends when they've got locals. That makes sense to you? So as we're growing up and the shit's kicking in and we're getting our heads together, we're starting to say to our friends from prison, come to Liverpool. If they're from Crocky, get up to our estate, lad, come and chill with us. So now, you've got all these families that dominate the area with little shitheads that run round for them. But then you've got the G's and the gang they've got on the estate. So you'll have me and our Danny, and then 7 kids that don't belong on the estate. They've never lived there, but they're on there. Why? Because we've met them in jail and invited them down. So now we've got this gang, and we're like the only gang. All the other ones are family orientated. Do you understand what I'm saying? You'll have like the Farleys. You'll have like that, boom, boom, boom. But you had the Grisdale crew. So you had the Farleys, the Bennetts, the Fitzgibbons, the Gildays, the Moore, all these big, iconic, notorious family names. And then you had the Grisdale boys. And we were like a mixture of colours and creeds, different family names. We had black lads amongst us. We had Asian lads amongst us. This is what I'm saying. So we were a different flow. And the violence that we brought to the game, no one had ever been allowed to do it. It's the only difference. The violence that we brought into the city, mid 2000s when it turned, when we started tapping in, it was next level only because then families had been able to keep a lid on all the other dickheads, but they couldn't on us. All our lives, they've never been able to tell us what to do. But every other area, alright, sorry. So when we're coming with our violence, these could have done it, but they've never been allowed to do it. So now we're going, fuckers, do you want to start bringing this shit? Let's go up a level. Bang, we don't give a fuck who you are. We'll take your fucking door off. We don't give a fuck who you are. We'll blow your house to the ground. We don't give a shit how many millions you've got. We'll shut your nightclub for fucking life. Don't fuck with us. And it was that element of violence that we had that made every doesn't matter what age category we're in, shit scared of us. And because we had all these old school fucking rats, couldn't control us, we weren't mixing with them, weren't getting nothing off them. They wanted to shut us down. Why? Because we're a threat to the thing they'd monopolised for decades. We're a threat to the low graft. We're a threat to the Farley graft. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're the up and coming, and if anyone's going to fuck their graft up, it's going to be us that takes it. So they all come in at us and shut us down. And that's exactly what happened. All the big gangsters in the city sat round the table saying, we've got to get rid of him. Meaning me. And that's exactly what they tried to do. In April 2004, when they shot little Craig and put my brother in a coma and got Mark on his back, I survived. But I was 23 years old then. And the people that were trying to kill me were mid-40 millionaires. Think about it. Full-blown millionaires in the mid-40s living in mansions and shit. Why are they trying to kill me? There's only one reason. Because I was the threat to their whole operation, mates. And we were already taking it off them. And they couldn't do shit about it. Why? Because all their soldiers, and I mean all of them, were shook of us. And they can be 27 years old and we're 20 and they're shook to fuck of us. Why? Because we're just not giving a fuck about, oh, you work for the Farleys, don't give a shit, give us everything you've got. And that's what we were doing. Taking their drug dealers away and rinsing them, and they just didn't like it. But that's the only way we could make money and tap in. That's the only way we could make money and tap in, by kidnapping their drug dealers and robbing them and then using the thing off them to tap in. No one would lay on. No one would let us get it on strap. They wouldn't even let us buy it off them. No, just locking us out the game. So alright, fuckers, off the street. Yeah. Must have done about 9 of them on the trot. You know, they're grafters that was working for like Antony Scott, Carl Caldicott, Champ, Mick Donnelly. Just taking their grafters and rinsing them. And they couldn't do shit about it. Nothing. So when we're coming into force now, all these little rats, they're seeing us. I'm not lying to you, mate. We'd have cars that we'd all base in. You know, instead of like, you know when you get these dickheads in groups and they go, oh, we've only got one car, use 4 can't come. We'd just buy a minibus so everyone could base with us and go anywhere with us and just float anywhere, so we're not leaving no one behind. Not like a strength thing, not like, hey, fuck, you're not getting left behind, lad, get in, just get a fucking minibus. And we'd have cars and people would call them like the G-Unit. You'd have I had this Japanese import fucking bus, this multi-purpose vehicle bus it was. 3.2 4x4 turbo diesel. Tinted windows, big boss system in it. And the shit houses in the area used to call it the G-Unit. Why? Because when they just, honest to God, they'd see it and they'd all just go pew, 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 pew. You know, when you got that gang of lads on the corner, they'd see our car pull in and just go, it fences and all that. That's the way it was, honest to God. Had them all shook to fuck. Not on purpose. Like, we didn't sit down one day and go, right, let's fuck all these are all knobheads, let's fuck it. we were just going through our little journey. People were stepping on our toes and we were inflicting serious damage to them that people haven't normally seen. So it's setting off this fear factor about us. So when say, look, see if that kid bumped them there, they'd grab him on the street and give him a black eye. When that cunt bumped us, we've grabbed him in front of everyone on the road, held him down and broke him with breeze blocks. Snapped his knees, snapped his ankles with breeze blocks. And you've got all women coming out of shops going, ah, ah, and then you just got our Danny holding this kid down. You've just got me crunching his legs with these fuckers. It's not even a breeze block, it was like the corner of a chimney. Like 12 house bricks cemented together. It's one of them. And this is the level of violence we're coming at, and people's not seeing this. They've always seen the Farleys jump out with a machete and cut some little nugget. They've never seen blunt force violence before, and that's what you were getting with us. Meaning blunt obstacles, lump hammers, you know, fucking big lumps of fucking steel and brick, baseball bats, that sort of stuff. Whereas these shithouse were getting out with blades. Shithouse moves blades. I've used blades. It is what it is. I'm not glorifying it, but I've given people hundreds of stitches. Hundreds. I've left arms hanging off and shit. Obviously, when I'm a kid, look, using a knife and using a gun, you're a shithouse. It takes a certain level of gayness, but once you've gone past that gayness, it's a mild form of violence. You just think because the injuries are horrific and very fatal, it's the worst form of violence. Let me tell you this now, right? You can get the weakest shithouse off your estate, give him a gun, and he'll use it. It doesn't mean he's this big, sinister, calculated, fucking violent individual. Same with the kid with the knife. You give him a knife, he gets in danger, he'll use it. Doesn't mean this kid is a fucking crazy, violent young kid. It's not. He's just had a violent episode because he was shook. Then you've got the real violent fucking member who will take you off the road and tie you to a chair and break every fucking bone in your body and enjoy it. And that's me. That's what I'll do to you. If I jump out of a car, it won't be with a blade, it'll be with a lump hammer, and I'll fucking leave you hospitalised on the pavement. Why? Because the consequences have gone out the window. I've decided, fuck the consequences, he's got to get hurt. Fuck the jail, he's got to get hurt. Fuck where it is. Whether it's in a shop, in a cafe, in a hairdresser's, I don't give a fuck. He's got to get hurt. And that's the difference in violence. And that's what we brought to the city. A different level of violence that no one had seen before and no one could compete with. We're a good thing. Obviously it's not a fucking good thing. Why? Because look at the city. You know, dealing drugs on bikes before anyone. We set a very, very bad cycle off us without understanding the damage we was doing. So when we're in our 20s, creating this path, forging this path, don't forget we never got no legs up from no one. Never got no legs up from no one. The only person that could have given me a leg up was Tommy Gilday, but he died years before. So we've had to forge our own path, whereas all these have bounced on the path of Dad's names, or Uncle Chrissy's names, or Uncle Alan's name. Do you understand what I'm saying? They've never forged the path themselves. None of them. It was forged for them by Grandad. Whereas we were forging our own amongst these well-established families. And they wouldn't let us in. They just wouldn't let us. The families that worked alongside the police collaborated with the police to get us took off the streets. Why? Because there was a lot of explosions going on. There was lots of explosions in the city of Liverpool, outside crime families, homes, nightclubs, police stations, policemen's houses. And we were getting the blame for it. So now, the families that had always been working alongside the police are now getting told by the police, you need to sort this shit out. This can't go on. Stop it now or we're coming for yous. And that's how it works. So all of a sudden, big powerful men in the city of Liverpool who thought they were big and powerful, who I'd never heard of in my life, and I've been around some serious powerful people, Tommy Gilday and Warren and all this shit, are now sending messages down to me, stop what you're doing, no one can work. Meaning, no one can transfer the drugs around the city, no one can shift money all over the place. Why? Because we had MI5 and MI6 come into the city and lock it off. And I'm not over exaggerating this. I'm telling you now, locked it off. There was a roadblock every mile. Every car pulled. They were targeting the criminal fraternity until the criminal fraternity stopped what the fuck was happening. Because what happened was, it was around all this mad shit that was going on in London, these car bombs and that going off in London. It was all mad shit going off in London. And then there's been a car bomb outside the 051 nightclub in Liverpool. And Special Branch and MI5 automatically suspected this was another foreign terrorist attack on this land. So they just flooded the city of Liverpool thinking this is another foreign terrorist attack. That's how massive it was. And because of that, naughty firms came into the city. And soon as they've realised this is a criminal element, you haven't seen anything like it since and before. The only thing beforehand was the IRA when they've exploded a car bomb in Manchester. There's been nothing like it since. So when the Special Branch and that's gone into the city, realised it's a criminal element, well then they've got onto the snitches that they've always had in the city and started putting pressure on them. It wasn't me, but it was the kids who was around me, not with me, but I knew who was responsible for that shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? I knew what it was for, why it was going, everything like this. And these old school gangsters, the likes of the Lows, was the Farleys and all this, was the Lows. So all these Farleys, they were selling swag for the Lows. And it was all these mad firms from like Highton, Roby, all these little mad places that were getting on me. Like the people at old Red Row housing. You don't understand who's behind the scenes with all that, but they're legitimate fucking gangsters basically. And I had people that are top of the chain in them companies 25 years ago telling me to stop doing what I'm doing in the city. Obviously they got fucked off, things continued, and they all come in on us, tried to shoot me dead. Fucked up. And here I am, living to tell the story in my book. The most powerfulest true crime book to ever come out of the UK, written by Darren G. It's what it'll be. You've had like Curtis Warren's book, which is probably one of the best sellers ever, but he never wrote it. I don't put myself on the same pedestal as Curtis Warren. The media have. You know, I don't mention my name in the same phrase as him, but the media have. So they put me on a level. Even though he was a billionaire and I'm nowhere near it, we still entered a level of criminality from the city of Liverpool. And what you're going to have is, you're going to be hearing of loads of so-called notorious criminals. And you've probably heard of loads of so-called notorious gunmen off your estates. And they've been put in jail and you don't even hear of them no more, do you? What's unique about me and my crime is I will be known in the history books. All these dickheads won't. Do you get what I'm saying to you? The G family name will be spoke about more than any other crime family in the city of Liverpool for years and years and years after I'm dead. Why? Because who did you have afterwards? You had like the Whitneys, but they weren't considered the way we was. We were like the last bastion of a crime era. Does that make sense to you? This isn't me being up my own arse and telling you how it is. We were like the last crime family of that era. So going down the line, you will always hear stories about the G's. Always. You'll probably have a film about Danny G or Darren G or Danny and Darren G. You'll have something like this in the future. I mightn't even be here, but you'll have shit like this going on about the G's in 20, 30 years. Because we're a part of the history, we're a part of the crime in the city of Liverpool now. All these little... They never got to the levels of notoriety the G's did. Again, it's not boasting. I'm not sitting here bigging it up. I'm just letting you know our position in history in the city of Liverpool in this country. Not many people have got that, and that's why a lot of people hate on us. I don't even know what we've got. We've got this stigma. And in this fucked up world of ours, yes or no, in this fucked up world of ours, you've got a huge interest in organised crime. You know, you've got 40% of the population of the world involved in organised crime. And then the other 60 interested in it, watch it, see the films, the gangster films, all this shit. We've got a place in that history in UK crime, which is bad, like. But at least I've left me fucking mark. Imagine you could read a story on me in 20 years. Imagine what you'd think. If you read my story and how I've turned out and what I've became. Imagine like reading a story about me in 25 years or something. Imagine what you'd think, mate. While I'm in front of your face now, some of you are thinking, he's a fucking rat in. Or he's been damaged off that life in. Or he's fucking powerful in. How's he this strong? This is what you're thinking now in the present. But the majority of people that read my story in 20 years' time will be going, fucking wow. Straight up. They'll be going, wow. Look what he's gone through him. And that's what I've got. That's the opportunity I've got. A lot of yous have got pure, fascinating stories. But you haven't got that. What I've got. I don't know why the fuck I've got it. Doesn't matter what the haters say. Darren G is a well-known fucking name up and down this country. Isn't it? Not many people haven't heard of Darren G, you know. And like internationally. Now you see the way I'm well known. I'm more known than most of your fucking famous people and that, you know. I'm not just lying. Most of your creators and influencers, I'm known better than all these. You know the difference with me and all them? Is I refused to bow down. That's all it was. I declined to go into them circles of payment. So I'm more well known than all these. The only difference with all them is they get funded to do what they're doing. They get sponsored to do what they're doing. They get dressed. They get given clothing. They get given cars. They get given everything. Why? Because they were willing to bow down and go into them paid circles of people. I wasn't. So I sit here, famous, but without the reward. Why? Because I never bowed down. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, Johnny, Melissa. Imagine where I'd be now if I would have licked the bum off English years ago and not fucked them off. Imagine where I'd be now. Do you think I would have had all that hate over the last 8 years? What the fuck? Why? Because they generated it. English and Co generated it. English, Robinson, Herbert, all these rats. Whoever they were getting paid by, I'm not too sure. Yes, Paula G, but if I would have been right in the middle of it all and bowed down to them at the beginning and went, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, imagine where I'd be now. And that's what all them little weirdos do. That's what they say. Yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. And they get sponsors, they get advertisements, they get opportunities. They don't get cancelled, they don't get mad allegations spread about them, they don't have double agents targeting them for whoever I'm upsetting. I've been cancelled and I'm still here. Not many people can survive after getting cancelled the way I have. And it comes to the matter of fact that English, Atwood, Robinson, Herbie, all these are paid off the dues. All them are sponsored off the dues. All them receive monthly finances off the dues. And their biggest agent on the ground, the Jewish biggest agent on the ground in this country, has always been Tommy Robinson. You had someone before him, but then you had, I think, then it's been Tommy Robinson for 20 years, hasn't it? So for 20 years, the Israelis have been using this double agent on the ground to divide Islam and Christianity. And they've been dividing it while I'm in jail. Now I get out of jail after 12 years. Tommy Robinson's been in existence for 12 or 15 years. And when I've got outside, I'm seeing what the rat is. For what he is. A lot of people aren't seeing it. So I start screaming on him. Within a few months of me getting out of prison, I'm exposing Tommy Robinson for being a shithouse little weasel. So if you've had someone that's been laying the floor for one of their agents, putting pure dough in to create division, putting pure dough in to disrupt and disturb this country and the communities that exist in here, and then all of a sudden, you've got a scouser fresh out of jail, pissing on the fire that they've started. So now you've got a scouser from the north of England that loads of people like, screaming about this that's ruining the chemistry between Islam and Christianity. So now you're seeing me floating around with Muslim kids that I'd met in jail, or Danny's mates that had got out and linked with me, like Cam and all this, and Akram. So I'm mixing with these people, enjoying the company. Right through me jail, I've sat with Muslims from all over the world. And I mean, done me jail with these people. I didn't do me jail with the spice-head scousers. I done me jail with these educated Islamic kids from around the world. So when I've got out, I've got massive respect for Muslims. So when I'm seeing this little coke-sniffing fucking weasel running around saying all this shit about Muslims, I'm thinking, hang on, you. What page are you? Who the fuck's making you say this? So I was on him from the get-go, started giving him shit, and because I'm the only kid from the white community in the whole country that's willing to stand up and give that rat the fucking truth about himself, his paymasters have kicked in, started cancelling me. So I'm on the music, shut me down off my music straight away. YouTube channel's gone. All my YouTube channels. Straight up, why? Because I'm speaking on Nat Covington and his paymasters are shutting me up. He can't tell me to shut up. He's a little weasel, I'll break his fucking face, and he knew it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every platform started getting tagged. Lost my Instagram accounts, lost my YouTube accounts, lost me everything. Gone. As soon as I started fucking speaking on these. And this is it. And I haven't recovered since. You know, you've got Robinson sitting behind English sitting behind Herbert. Robinson's sitting behind Tuft now, isn't he? That's why Tuft swelled. English swelled, Tuft swelled. And they're all the same gang of fucking rats. What they're doing is not community based. It's selfish. The shit they're doing, the shit they're screaming about, even when it comes to this grooming gang in Telford that he mentioned, even all this shit, it's not to help the victims in the country. It's all selfish. It's all self-earning principles they're coming from here. As I say, if there was any sort of real moral compass coming from these, any real consideration, any real empathy, any real care to our communities and our part of the country that's being damaged by immigrants and the bad shit that they're doing, he would have been, as I said earlier, having 20,000 men turning up in Rochdale for a protest, not all marching down to London to make a political statement. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? The reason he wants us all to get down London and have a protest is for a political statement. Who's he trying to make political statements for? Is it you? Is it me? Is it him? Is it our family? We're not asked in politics. We want safety in our communities. We want these monsters fucking removed out of our communities. You took the responsibility. You was influenced by the media and generated into this iconic individual in this country that no one picked. No one said, I want Tommy Robinson speaking for me. The media chose you to speak for us. And there's a reason why the media chose you to speak for us. Is because the media are basically the same people that fucking pay you. All the limelight you're getting on your news channels, all the papers and shit that's talking about you, it's all deliberate. They've made you the face of the white man in this country. And I'm telling you fucking now, you do not represent me, any of my bloodline, and any 95% of the bloodlines in Liverpool. You do not rep a fucking cent. You're a devil. You're an evil piece of shit. And you're destroying our communities for your own fucking agenda. What? Coke sniffed and fucked up rat who just wants to be rich and target Muslims. A lot of yous people in here will be like supporting him. A lot of yous will be like, because he's been the only person willing to speak up on this. The only person willing to speak about the grooming gangs. When in reality he's not. He's the only person the media's highlighting. They're not highlighting that Muslim lad down there that's screaming about it for the past 20 years, are they? But they'll highlight this young coke sniffing cockney that's pissed all his fucking life to do it, won't he? He's using the poor half of the country as a way of gaining political fucking structure in this country for himself. He doesn't give a fuck about us at the poor half of the country. Don't forget where we come from, yous from the northwest, yous from up north. We're from the poor half of the country. We're the kids that didn't get the opportunity to go into engineering courses. We're the kids that didn't get the opportunity to have all these benefits that the kids from down south got. You know, you're looking at this fucking Stephen Yaxley. He went through every day of his school. He went into college, nearly went into university, but got bullied to fuck, dropped out and became a racist. His parents looked after him. He had money and food in his fucking pockets and belly all his life. He had a roof over his head all his fucking life. He fucked up because he was a coke sniffing fucking racist. He's still that today. He's not like us. He's nothing like us. He's always been a rich boy. In rich boy circles. Yeah, he fucked up on the coke. He fucked up on all this. But look at him beforehand. 2 houses, business, 5 cars. Don't get your shit in a twist. That little rat is nothing on people like me. And people like me have got different religions and different skin colour. We're Scousers at the end of the day. You're born and bred in fucking Liverpool, and that's what your concern should be. Liverpool. Fuck all these idiots, mate. Fuck all these little social media cretins proclaiming to be criminal. They're not. They're not criminal. They're more legit than what they are criminal. All of them. They're all fucked off smack and crack. I've been all their lives. Look who you're looking at. Look at James English. Crack smoking, heroin abusing, fuck up that batters women. Look at Liam Tuft. Another one. Fucked up, crack smoking, smackhead that thinks he's a gangster because his dad was a snitch. Look at Herbie. Washed up crack fiend, thinking he was a gangster, snitched on someone in Spain, and then went and hugged the highest ranking copper in fucking Croydon. That's who I'm dealing with. All dickheads. All of them. Complete fucking rats. And look, you know what heroin addicts are like. I'm not disrespecting any of yous that have gone into recovery or blazed the crack and the smack, but you know what you're fucking like. And if you're rattling, if you're getting took off the street by your local copper as a smackhead, and you get pulled into that station, and you get kept in there for 24 hours, and you begin your rattle, you're snitching. Every fucking one of them have, and every one of them do to this day. Including them smackheads that call themselves podcasters. They're all fucking wrong ones, mate. Yous know that. Any serious kid that's watching me now that's being on the streets, you know the smackheads are grasses. Yous know it. If you don't, you're fucking daft. The police used to sit at the bottom of our estate, wait for punters to come off with the bits in their mouth, grab them, take them into custody, have them rattling, keep hold of the bits for them, not destroy them, just keep them, show them outside the cell when they're rattling. You can have this back if you want. What you got to do is give us a number and a name. That's what they do, number and name. The likes of Herbert and all these Liam Tufts and that, when they're rife on that smack, you know, they're telling them, the feds are getting me drugs off him, he stands here. Just so we can get his fucking fix. You got Donna saying, are you joking? I'm a fuck. All smackheads are grasses. All smackheads are grasses. End of. I don't give a shit who you are, where you're from, or what you think you fucking are. If you've got a heroin addiction, you've snitched. Simple as that, mate. You've got a heroin or a crack addiction, a rife one, even a coke addiction. You've got a naughty coke addiction. You've snitched. Straight up, mate. This isn't me hating. This is me telling you how it is. This is the truth. That's how it is out there. That's what's going on out there. You need to start understanding that if you continue to put your faith in a fucking coke sniffing wrong'un like Tommy Robinson, whatever these elite have got planned, it's going to happen. Why? Because he's rolling it. He's working for the elite, him. He's just like a politician, him. That's what he's in the world of politics, trying to play with everyone's lives. Divide us. You need real Liverpool people with a Liverpool backbone to understand what's at risk to Liverpool. Fuck the rest of the country. They've got their problems, they've got their friends, they've got their families, they've got their gangs, they've got their leaders. Liverpool need to understand what the fuck is happening. There's too many dickheads disrespecting Liverpool. You've got too many woolly-backs coming into Liverpool treating Scousers like the fucking dickheads. It's got to stop. You Scouse lads who are able to float round the city without these criminal gangs trying to shoot you dead, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You scared of the drug dealers' eyes? Scared of them gangs so you can't become what you want to try and become? It's just mad, mate. We're serious. You need to start looking at Ireland and what they're establishing. Use Irish bloodlines in Liverpool. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, Catholic or Protestant. You know what Liverpool's like. We live side by side. There's a reason why you use Irish people. Loads of reasons, but loads of yous come so you can live side by side with fellow Irish people and not have to worry about your kids getting hurt or harmed. This is what Liverpool's like. We don't need different militant groups. We need one. We don't need that set of Irish over there and that set of Irish over there. We need that set of Irish as one. Fuck everyone else if they don't want to participate. I'm speaking on the Irish bloodlines here. The Irish bloodlines run deep right throughout the country, not just fucking Liverpool. Liverpool and Manchester is the heart of the Irish bloodline in this country. You've got Scotland and all that, but that's not full Irish. Liverpool's basically full Irish. You've got Jamaicans, you've got Somalis, you've got all this, but they came later. It's the Irish bloodline that thrives in Liverpool. And as soon as we start realising that we are an Irish bloodline, the solidarity will kick in. We'll start uniting. Because they don't want you to understand where you stem from. They don't want you grasping your Irish roots. You, as a Liverpool-born Irish bloodline person, they want you as far away as possible from identifying as Irish. They don't want you as a Scouser identifying as Irish. Parents were Irish. Nan and Grandad's Irish. Understand the power that we can have in the world if the Irish bloodlines start uniting. We need Irish bloodlines to start coming to fucking together. Look what the system had us doing. They had us screaming at our own bloodlines. They had us dividing with our own bloodlines. How? Look at the travellers. You see the travelling communities that came over in the 70s and 80s. How did the government make us people feel about them? And they're our real bloodlines. They're coming from the streets of Ireland, coming over here and establishing themselves. So look how the government had us treating our own kind of people. They don't want you to be in touch with your bloodline. They don't want you identifying as Irish. Loads of you Scousers know quite well you're not fucking English. You don't even represent it. Need to start bringing that Irish currency back into the city of Liverpool. Irish people up and down this fucking country, right up and down the country, from Scotland to fucking London, all those Irish people have got more rights to this fucking ground than any fucking foreigner. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? The Irish bloodlines from Scotland to fucking London. We've got more entitlement to this fucking land than anyone here. So why the fuck are we just standing back and letting any take dominant positions in this fucking country? The Irish need to understand just how fucking powerful we are. We're that, and we need to become that. The only reason these countries, Ireland and the UK, are getting fucked is because the Irish are letting it. Fuck the English, fuck the Welsh, fuck these, fuck them. It's all about the fucking Irish. You've got Irish bloodline in you. Start identifying as fucking Irish. Start doing your Irish things. Start going to the Irish places. Start encouraging Irish people to come to Liverpool and set up shop. Start encouraging Irish women to come over to Liverpool and breed with us Liverpool fucking men. Get Irish men to come to Liverpool and breed with your fucking sisters. This is what we need to do. This is how you make us powerful. They're destroying every other fucking bloodline out there. And if we don't stop what's going on, you won't have a Celtic bloodline. It'll all be Arabic. It'll all be Judaism. It'll be rare to see Celtic fucking blood being recreated in the future if we let this shit continue. Look what they're doing to the motherland. Ireland's getting hit the most. Doesn't matter, France, Germany, Italy, UK. Ireland's getting hit the fucking most by these. Why? Because that's where we all stem from. That's the breeding pot of the Irish bloodline. If that's diluted, if that gets fucked up, you've got no Irish bloodline getting spread around the world like we always have done. You need to grasp the dynamics. Look what they're doing to Ireland. And that's why the real IRA and the IRA, they've been fucked off. You've got a new breed of Irish kids that understand the fucking dynamics now. They're not rich, they're still poor. Them lot, they're all rich and sold their fucking souls to politics and the Queen. They sold it years ago.